Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Scraps over here. Today I'm going to be making a short video displaying my T6 Fire solo build with no spirit generator. You guys are probably wondering, how are you doing T6 with no spirit generator? Well, you can get a lot of spirit regeneration from gear, and you can also get a lot of spirit regeneration from skills. So let's kind of go over the spec a little bit. Main damage dealer is Exploding Palm. What it does is it explodes for whatever enemy you kill, explodes for 50% of the mob's HP, and each enemy caught within the blast gives you 10 spirit. So it's dealing a lot of damage while giving you a lot of spirit. So your spirit bar is always going to be full. Faith in the Light gives you a flat 30% damage increase, but there's also another reason why I'm using this, and I'll go ahead and explain that later on. Cyclo Strike, Eye of the Storm. You guys are probably wondering, why is he using a lightning rune? Well, the reason is, this is just to pull enemies towards you. Yeah, you have a fire rune that gives you 454% weapon damage, but it costs 50 spirit. Why not cut the spirit cost in half and just pull them with a lightning rune? Alright, here's another reason why. Lashing Tail Kick deals 624% weapon damage for 30 spirit, almost half the spirit cost. So obviously you're gonna want to pull with a low cost rune, and then hit him with a Lashing Tail Kick that does more damage, right? Alright, but there's also two runes for this that are fire. There's a Lashing Tail Kick, Vulture Claw Kick, and Spinning Flame Kick. What Vulture Claw Kick does is it basically, you kick in a 360 rotation and every enemy around you gets hit. Whereas this one kind of just hits the enemies in front of you, launches a tornado, and everything that tornado hits gets damage dealt to them. Personally, for my spec, I like Vulture Claw Kick. Next, we have Epiphany, Desert Shroud. What it does is it reduces your damage taken by 50%, which is huge, especially in T6. Next, we have Mantra of Conviction, Dishearten. Tricky, but I'll show you why this rune is very good in T6. Slows the enemies by 80% while giving you 10% damage increase. Alright, next we'll take a look at the passives. Transcendence. This is your main, since you're going to be dumping a lot of spirit, this is your main form of sustain. Every spirit you waste or spend heals you for 248 life. So every time you cast Lashing Tail Kick, you're regenerating over 6,000, 7,000 HP. Alright, so next we have Exalted Soul. It takes your spirit pool from 150 to 250, so you can spam more. Near Death Experience. You don't necessarily need this. I like it because my EHP isn't as high as I want it to be at the moment, so this gives me a oh shit button if I die, you know. Beacon of Etar reduces all your cooldowns by 20%. This build I'm doing is centered around cooldown. It greatly helps your Epiphany. Basically, you want to be able to reduce your damage taken at all times. You don't need them for white mobs, but you kind of want them for the elites. Alright, so you can see my resist. My lowest resists are 666, highest resists are 916, but I'm also using a Unity, which splits the damage between me and my follower. So I'm reducing a lot of damage I'm taking. But if you have about, I would say about 9 million EHP, you can actually drop the Unity. But as of right now, like I said, my gear is not the best, so I'm going to be using a Unity for now. Alright, as far as cooldown reduction, you can see I have 50% cooldown reduction. Right, so this takes my Epiphany cooldown from 60 seconds all the way down to 30 seconds. I would like it a little lower, but I would actually have to sacrifice a lot of stats. Well, a lot of damage just to drop it. So at 30 seconds, I'm not going to complain too much. Alright. As far as the gear goes, it's a fire build, so we want to stack a lot of damage. We have the Burning Axe of Sancus, which gives me 90% more damage. I have a Legacy SOJ. It's unique because when 2.0 SOJs hit, they rode with spirit regeneration. But I feel like after Blizzard saw the possible build possibilities, they nerfed this, and instead of getting spirit regen, now SOJs only roll with max spirit. Alright, next we have the strong arm. The reason we have the strong arm is setup is because it has lightning, fire damage, but it also increases the damage dealt by 27% whenever I knock back a enemy. That's what Cyclone Strike is here for. Every time I pull enemies, they get their knock. That's qualifies as a knockback. Next, I have the amulet, which also gives me 17% damage, and my Mage Fist. Mage Fist also gives me 18% damage. The two main items for this build really are the Fist of Azarak. You don't necessarily need the Fist of Azarak, but I do recommend getting a Fist with Spirit Regeneration. What this does is it increases the exploding palm damage from 50% all the way up to almost 100%. I got a 97% roll, which isn't too bad, you know, but this Fist, very, 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 very good. Personally, I think it's probably one of the best in slot items. Next, we have the Law of Seth. You can see I'm still wearing a level 60 version of this. I've seen the level 70 versions. They have decks, but I haven't been able to get a Vite roll on it, and I kind of need the Vite, so I'm using a 60 version of that. I'm also using 2-piece Innas, simply because my EHP isn't up there, and I need a little bit of more life per spirit spent. You don't necessarily need this. I will eventually gear out of this and wear a not Mage Fist, but a Cinder Coat. But as of right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. As far as cooldown slots, you have your helmet. You can get cooldown on your shoulders. You can also get it on your gloves, rings, and Crimson set. Liking the Crimson set at the moment. Seems to fit in nicely with my setup. Also, you can also roll a lashing tail kick damage modifier on the boots, so that's always a plus. Alright, so Paragon points, I'm maxed out. I maxed out life on hit and area damage, simply because there's going to be so many mobs around me that area damage should proc fairly often, dealing a lot more damage. Cost reduction, I'm trying to max it out, but it's not the highest priority. Defense, whatever you need. I have 4,000 life per second, so whenever I run away or I'm low on HP, I can kite a little and regain enough life. For offense, I stack down cooldown reduction, obviously, because it's just too good not to have. Next, I stack crit chance, then crit damage. Alright guys, now that I'm done explaining the spec to you, I'll go ahead and show you how the build works in action. This will be a short clip due to my recording software is having issues with Diablo. As soon as I'm in combat for like more than 3-4 minutes, it just crashes. So I've tried to record this at least 20-30 times. Let's hope this time it works out correctly. Alright, so let me first show you how Mantra of Conviction is working out. You can see that it's slowing the enemies by 80%, which gives me overall control of the battle. By slowing them, if I'm taking too much damage, I'm low in HP, I can easily kite out of range and regen. Also, by slowing them, I keep them all grouped up. I can easily just pull them, palm a few, and kick. So this is how the rotation goes. Basically, you just walk in, you pull, you palm 2 enemies, blinding flash, kick, and boom, everything explodes in like 1-2 shots. Same thing with elites. The thing with elites is you want to mob some whites with them. You never want to fight elites by themselves, because if you're fighting them by themselves, they're gonna take a long time to kill. So right now we have an elite, right? So we're gonna activate Epiphany for the 50% reduction in damage. We're gonna palm a few of the guys. We're gonna pull everything together, palm, kick. Very, very easy. See, elites die in 5 to about 30 seconds. See, that was a bad situation. I didn't pull them correctly, and I left half the mobs. So basically, pull, palm, blinding flash, and kick. You can see NDE proc there, but that's because I was doing a slow rotation to show you guys how you guys are supposed to run the spec. So we'll go ahead and try to find another elite pack, and we'll go ahead and repeat that procedure. Or we'll just run into a dead end and have to run all the way across the map again. But bear with me. The issue I have with this build, it's not very mobile. I mean, I could keep casting Epiphany to gain that teleportation, but I feel like not wasting that spell on whites. I mean, you really want to save that for the elites. So let's just keep running, and maybe we'll run into elite pack right now. So we're running, and we still have no elite packs, so another failed recording, I guess. Alright, so we got a Fire Chains elite. Awesome. So we're gonna activate. Bam, elite down in 10-15 seconds. Very easy. You can consistently kill elites in that kill time if you group at least 1 or 2 whites with them. If not, it can take significantly longer. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I'll catch you guys next time.